got a pivotal fight in the bantamweight division, number 3 versus number 5, and we are in Texas.
I can't think of a more perfect setting for a showdown between two of the best gunslingers in this division than where we are right now. This is absolutely a pivotal fight for the bantamweight division, but let's talk about the card. I mean, you look up and down this card, there are bangers everywhere. We are in for a treat.
That's a good moment here for Duraev. Gets the takedown. See the redness on that right arm. Julian Robertson back in 2019. Blitzing forward here. Stands her ground there and takes down Barber.
Lambert's trying to get round here. Deep in there, but Lingo with good defense. He's getting the hooks, and he's got the squeeze. Palm to palm, under the chin. There's Nate the Train with the tap-out victory.
Goes in for a takedown.
It's a few tighter, but it looks. I'll tell you what.
If Lutz can get out of this one.
There's the tap. Daniel Pineda getting it done in his home state. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC Featherweight division. I mean, that one got through though.
Before that, he had attempted 15 total takedowns in his previous 10 UFC fights. So he's looking for more offensive wrestling, and he gets it to the ground here. It's a nice takedown.
This is what we expected. We knew Cheetah, no matter how much. And Chris Lee scores the contest, 49-46 for the winner by split decision, Corey Sandhagen.
Kia ora koutou katoa, no mai hara mai ki UFC on Sky, ko Ravinda Hunia aho. The UFC fight announcements continue to roll in, and Junior Tafa will be making his UFC debut in the heavyweight division next month at the UFC Apex, and he joins us now from Australia. Kia ora, Junior, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, how are you guys?
Good, thank you. Look, you look like a box of birds. I'm guessing it's a bit early over there at this time of the morning, so how's training been going so far?
Yes, training's been going good. We've been going hard. Actually, we're in the trenches at the moment, going hard. So it's good. So very excited.
That's awesome. Look, congratulations, first of all, on getting a UFC contract at the beginning of this year, and now a fight announcement for you. Although there was an announcement already made for you that fight didn't happen, obviously. So talk to us about your little journey since signing that contract and everything being confirmed.
Yeah, it's just been a blessing, you know. I wake up, I'm still buzzing from the contract and all, but it's something we've been gunning for, so it's really no surprise. It's where we knew we were going to end up, and it was inevitable, really. So I'm just happy I'm here, and I'm healthy, and I get another chance at going at it, so it's good.
Now, in another take before the introduction I said today, I accidentally called you your brother's name, Justin, because we were talking about him off camera. Obviously, your brother Justin is in the heavyweight division in the UFC already, but how much motivation has that given you over these last few years during his career to really want to be in the UFC and be at that level?
Yes, I'm so, you know, I was a part of his journey the whole way, so it's something we've always spoke about, and he knew I was coming. You know, we're going to do it together. So we're just very excited. I also have a younger brother who's also a heavyweight. You know, and he's got so much potential. I feel like he'll be the next one who'll join us in there. So you know, we're very excited. We've been working the past few years for it. So it's all coming to light now. So all our hard work and sacrifices are, you know, it's finally paying off.
Absolutely. And I'm guessing for you, it's pretty normal to be training and, you know, helping each other or your brothers prepare for fights and being siblings. But how special is it to be on a journey like this with siblings rather than just teammates by your side?
Yeah, it makes the fighting a lot, it's more intimate with the sport, you know, because it's also, not only that, we carry our name. And we go up against other other household names and other people who were training combat to try and beat us on the night. So for us, every training camp we put 100% into it because it means more to us than just the fight. I feel, me personally. So it's quite a cool experience doing it with my brothers. When I look behind me and it's my blood brothers, I feel unstoppable. Who can stop me? That's how I feel going into each fight. So yeah.
That's awesome. And what a spark to have, what a motivation to have behind you on the biggest, MMA stage in the world. It must be absolutely amazing. And you just watched your brother in February in Perth get another knockout win. What were your thoughts about that fight?
Man, I was a bit gutted that night because I was meant to fight that night also, and but I was so happy he got the walk off, and the crowd, experiencing the crowd, it ignited the flames within me that I came back and just went straight hard into training. So that it was the motivation I needed, So it just shows our journey and how far we've come as just in life. So it's a great experience.
Yeah. What did happen? How come you weren't on that Perth card?
I just had like a freak accident and some heavy sparring, and I broke my hand. I must have punched a bit too hard, and yep.
Yep. But you're all good. How's rehab been, and how are you feeling now?
Yeah, surgery was good. I went through rehab with flying colours. I'm fully prepped, ready to represent. So excited.
So then this fight announcement comes along. This name, Mohammed Usman, of course, he won the Ultimate Fighter recently. What did you think when this name came across? Well, they were saying, a few guys were like not wanting to take that fight. So I was actually on my way down to light heavyweight, so I didn't, get mixed up with my brother in the heavyweight. But once I got that challenge, I felt like, man, ain't no one afraid of this guy. I'm actually very excited. I got the opportunity to run the ball against this guy. So it's people think it's a challenge. I'm going into my first fight in the UFC with someone who won the Ultimate Fighter. But that's not that's what gets me up at 5 a.m. to do my runs, my training. So it's good. Fair enough. And what do you make of him as a fighter? And did you watch any of his, action in the Ultimate Fighter series?
Yeah, I watched a bit of his work. I think he's a strong competitor. He's a good fighter. But I feel like you have to be if you're in the UFC. So. And he
comes in with that CV, right? So people are quick to say, oh, he's come through the Ultimate Fighter, Tamir. But you've had a lot of experience yourself before stepping into the UFC octagon as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
I signed a Glory kickboxing contract when I was 20 years old. It's the number one. It would be the number one kickboxing promotion in the world, and I competed a lot of my early 20s in Europe. In Amsterdam, so I was facing big Moroccan heavyweight giants, and Dutch giants out there, monsters. And I feel like I competed against the strong competitors, the strongest competitors out there. It just gives me the confidence when they give me someone like this, and I see how he fights. It's not of my warrior standard, So yeah.
Nice one. Look, the Tafa gang has, quite the following here in New Zealand. You were born in Auckland, New Zealand as well. And I know that every time, Justin has come up for a fight, there's a big, Kiwi, New Zealand audience rallying around. Can't wait to watch that fight. And it's going to be the same for you as well. You have such a big following over here. So, what would you like to say to your fans over here in New Zealand who are watching you guys quite intently?
Oh, man, we see it all, It doesn't go acknowledged. We see all the love and praise, and we thank you to all our people out there, all our fans and supporters. much love from the Tafa gang. Thank you very much.
Nice one. Look, you have little connections all over the place as well. Obviously, Mark Hunt's from Aotearoa also, but you are very well connected. You've come through your career training alongside him and building that relationship, not only with him, but with Carlos Ulberg, Taito Ivasa. There's quite the little group there, quite the Tafa gang there. So talk to us about that, is Mark Hunt, that role model that you have looked up to coming through your career, obviously alongside your brother?
Yeah, really, Mark paved the way for all of us, and I feel like the boys would strongly agree. If Mark was such a selfless guy, he would give you the shirt off his back, and he's seen us. He got us as teenagers. I feel like we were quite very young and green, and he really helped us with our career, and I was the only one who wasn't signed to the UFC out of all the boys that came up with us. So, it's a big shout out to Mark. Big love and respect to him. He's the GOAT to me. So
He's the GOAT to a lot of people. He's definitely the GOAT here in New Zealand as well. Yeah. You can count on that. What do you want to show in this fight? Because sometimes, it can get easy to, be put under a shadow, especially of your sibling who's made such an impact in the UFC already. I'm sure Mohammed is probably going to go through the same thing with his brother being Kamaru Usman also.
Yeah.
The expectation is quite high, right?
Yeah. The fighting to me, it's quite simple. I don't get 5 minutes to score points. I get 5 minutes to knock someone out. So that's just how I see going into each fight. So I just want to be known as one of the most dangerous one of the most dangerous combat fighters in the world. I can just, they say I'm not an electrician, but I'll spark you. I take your lights out. That's my style, and that's how I am. So that's all I do. Nothing technical, just a good old put him to sleep. So, yeah.
Absolutely cannot wait to watch this fight between you and Mohammed Usman Jr. And thank you so much for your time. I'll let you get back to it. I know you're a busy man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Joining me now is the UFC Featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski, who has landed here in New Zealand. Volk, welcome back.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. It's good to be back.
First of all, state your business. What are you doing here in New Zealand at the moment?
Just here, it's always good to catch up with everyone at City Kickboxing, and obviously Izzy having the big one next week, so I just want to be here for the last week of training. Unfortunately, I can't make it over there to Miami, so I wanted to make sure I was at least here for that last week of training, just see everyone.
Nice one.
Over indoor cooking with Volk as well, so just keep myself busy.
Yeah, let's get into that. Let's get into your cooking with Volk stuff. I don't think we've actually had a conversation about it before, but you're getting some big names on this show now. Steve-O, Hasbulla, Izzy's been on there as well. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. Everyone enjoys it. It's always good, and you always get a good feed. So right now, I'm at Bangkok here on Kingsland in Auckland. Just did one then. Just did some Thai dishes. They had me on the wok. Giving it a crack. I'm actually better than I thought, so that was cool. So that's good, man. Learn some new skills in the kitchen, and eat some great food, and obviously meet some great people.
Has food always been a passion for you?
Yeah, I guess there's the European background. You know what I mean? We always did the barbecues and the lamb and the pigs on the rotisseries and all that. We've always did that, so it's. Yeah, I've always loved helping the old man on the barbecue, so that's sort of where it started.
Nice one. Look, I wanted to make mention of that hot sauce on your episode with Steve-O. How was that? It looked horrible.
It was. So, I don't know if you've seen it, but we ended up putting an espresso shot in there. So there was espresso coffee shot. Excuse me, sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear that.
Your mate's outside.
That's not for me. That's not for me, I promise. So they're not looking for me. But yeah, so there was so we actually put an espresso shot in there, and because this like he's got one that's sort of hot, and then he's got one that's like ridiculously hot. Yeah. And he ended up, you would have seen how much he put in there. And then we put that in the espresso shot, and it was crazy. It wasn't too bad in the mouth, to be honest. It was still hot, but I mean the throat and my stomach, I started getting stomach pains and all that. And as you've seen, sorry for the information, but it'll all come back up.
Well, not surprised at all, but it looks like heaps of fun. And I just wanted to ask you a little bit more about that because, you know, you've come through, you know, these last few years in your UFC career and things like that, but we are in this age now of creating content, and this seems to be a bit of your wheelhouse at the moment. Did you ever think that your career would come to this, that you'll be making shows and especially about cooking?
Yeah, you're right. Probably not. But I mean, I guess it's just all gradually started happening. I just always loved cooking. I'd always cook for everyone whenever we're in camp or whatever it is. And then it started off, I'll just do some stories. Then we're like, oh, yeah, I might do a couple of posts. And then next minute you're doing YouTube videos. Next minute you're traveling the world doing them with crazy people. So it was crazy, like the process. But, yeah, there's no way I thought that I'll ever be doing cooking shows around the world, that's for sure.
Well, it's definitely entertaining. So can't wait to see this next episode of what you're doing there in Kingsland, in Auckland City. Look, let's talk about training. And you've mentioned you've come to, Tautoko to support Israel in his last week before flying out to Miami for UFC 287. So how is he looking? And what did you want to bring to the fold for him?
Oh, I mean, Izzy's always looking good. So that's no surprise. I didn't come here to see how well he's looking. I just come in to support. I know he's always looking good. I know he doesn't need me here, but it's just good to be here. Obviously, for me as well, feel his presence. Yeah, whether he feels my presence or not, I just want to be here in support. We usually vibe off of each other, and we usually give each other some good energy, and we love being around each other. So hopefully that helps. But if not, I'm here to support him, and I can't wait for him to go do work.
And you know all about rematches. You've had a few of them yourself. But what is that vibe like in CKB at the moment? Because this fight has a little bit of a different feel to it, obviously, going back for the title.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, that's it, right? Like we've had rematches before. Some people don't do well with them, but I mean, we're obviously a type of team of where we're fighters that can adapt, especially after we know we face this guy. We've proved ourselves that we can come up with game plans. You know what I mean? Like we can adapt to puzzles that are in front of us, and then a puzzle that we've already seen. And then having a second crack at it, you know what I mean? It's usually ends well for us, I believe. So I think, I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. Again, it's a massive card, top to bottom, the prelims. I remember just as we were talking about doing the YouTube, and I was doing the breakdown of it, and I just looked through the whole card from top to bottom. I'm just like, man, I'm excited. So I cannot wait to watch that. But great card, great main event, and can't wait for Izzy to get that belt back.
How do you see that fight going down, Alex? Obviously, that last fight, for all money, Izzy was winning that fight up until those final moments where Alex Pereira just put his foot down in the end. But how do you feel this fight is going to go?
I think it finishes early. I think Izzy actually finishes him I'm thinking third round. I don't know why I'm saying third round, but that's been my pick, my round. I honestly think he's going to finish. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, I think obviously he's got something to prove, with the right game plans and things like that. I think it's going to really go well for him and go very well for him. And hopefully a nice highlight reel for Izzy. He's done many of those, and one more to the highlight reel. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And as I always say, I always respect your predictions. So I'll be copying yours after this chat. Talking of rematches, Volk, first of all, commiserations for the result against Islam Mahkachev. Even though, despite the decision, it was a blimmin' great fight, exciting to watch. And, no one has ever pushed him that hard before. But what are your thoughts on a rematch there? Or are you traveling down that road of, the next fight against Yair Rodriguez?
Look, we've made it pretty clear. I want to be active. Everyone knows that, and I don't think he's fighting until he won't want to fight till like the end of the year. So I ain't waiting around. I'll go do this featherweight scrap, and then whenever he's ready to get back, I'll be more than ready for that. So yeah, I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to be active. So that's what I'm going to do. Go there and settle this featherweight title thing. I'm obviously still champ, but he's got that interim champ. So let's just solidify that. And, again, I'm glad that happened, because it just makes the fight even bigger. So I'm looking forward to that. But again, another one in there. And then later in the year, we'll maybe do that rematch. And yeah, like you said, it was a great fight. Everyone enjoyed it. Everyone was buzzing from it. we thought we did enough, but, it was a close fight. What can you do? But we'll get it next time.
Absolutely. And look, the other, eyes are also on that Arnold Allen, Max Holloway fight as well. I know you've fought Max plenty of times, but Arnold Allen, he's ranked number 4. What are your thoughts on a potential fight there in future?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's a lot of really good fighters in the featherweight division, and a lot of them coming through. So Arnold Allen is one of them, very well-rounded. I think he's going to be a tough fight for Max, but obviously Max has proved himself time and time again. So it's never an easy way to the title when you've got to face Max first. But if he goes out there and does that, everyone's screaming his name. Everyone wants that next. So that gives me a clear guy. So I think Arnold's doing the right thing. He obviously believes in himself and taking on this challenge because he knows where it gets him with a victory. So good on him for that. I obviously respect that and appreciate that, and I look forward to see the result.
When are you wanting to get back into the octagon, Alex?
I think July 8th, International Fight Week sounds good. So let's see if we can lock that in.
I know you're a big fan of International Fight Week. You say that every year.
Yeah, well, I've been on most of them. I think I've done the last few years. So why not keep it going?
Nice one. Look, before I let you go, Alex, what are your plans while you're in Auckland? How long are you here for, and what are you up to?
Everyone heads off soon, so I'll be gone shortly, unfortunately. So yeah, so I'll be I'm actually leaving today. So it was a good week here. Enjoyed it, but yeah, time to head back home to the family, get training in myself, and that's always another good Like, I really enjoy coming over here. It's not fight week, but the last week of camp. Hard training, the vibes and energy that you get, and it just gets me excited to get into my own camp. So hopefully I'm in camp soon.
Nice one, mate. I can't wait to catch up with you again. All the very best moving forward.
All right, thank you. Always good to chat.
And speaking of action in Auckland, whānau, the Shuriken Fight Night Fight Series goes down this Saturday at Event Finder Stadium. Tickets are still available. I will be there cheering on our local MMA talent and, of course, the future UFC fighters. So don't miss that. Head over also to Sky Arena or Sky Sport now. UFC 287 pay-per-view is available for purchase. Remember, that card goes down next weekend, April the 9th. Israel Adesanya up against Alex Pereira, the rematch.
Israel Adesanya, he has never been beaten at 185 pounds.
But Alex Pereira is the boogeyman to Israel Adesanya.
Oh my goodness.
Pereira landed some really good shots.
Nice left hands from the challenger.
Oh! He heard a bat at the buzzer.
The champ's starting to open up now. It seems like we're looking at about 3-1 pretty comfortably for the champion.
Adesanya 5 minutes away from remaining the UFC standard at 185 pounds.
But the danger is still there with Pereira.
Oh, he heard him. He heard him go.
Adesanya's on wobbly legs.
Oh, God.
There goes the champion.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Has done it. Alex Pereira, the undisputed middleweight champion. I don't believe it.
It's a good story for him. He knocked me out. But this is my story, and it's about revenge.
To be great, you gotta stand up when you fall. It's a time for war.
A fantastic night of mixed martial arts, Miami. Adesanya! This is an opportunity for him to get revenge and to show how great he truly is.
But Alex Pereira is a killer.
They better come prepared. If you send for me, I'll send them back. With their heads off like what's that?
Alex Pereira!
You cannot stand in front of that man. He knocks people into other dimensions.
The king of Miami, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
This is time for war.
I'm gonna be the most violent I've ever been.
Gilbert Carino Burns!
He's a real threat wherever he goes.
He's gonna be a warrior.